Hello, my friends and viewers. Just as I had promised, I had decided to record my first video about the Hungarian Zrinyi I self-propelled anti-tank gun with rocket launchers. So here is it. I'm going, as I advance forward in this little thing, I'm going to comment about this and provide you with information about this vehicle. M Zrinyi is a Hungarian self-propelled artillery system which was developed in 1942, developed from 1942 till 1943, and it was based on the chassis of the Zrinyi II tank. It was produced from 1943 to 1944, and there were made a total of 66 Zrinyi self-propelled anti-tank guns were made. They were used by Hungarian army until the 1945. And there were actually two Zrinyi variants, the Zrinyi I, which was an anti-tank gun self-propelled gun system armed with a 75 long-barreled 43M Hungarian anti-tank gun, which was itself based on the German PAK-40 anti-tank gun. And there was also much more successful variation, Zrinyi II, which was armed with 105mm light howitzer. There were a total of 66 Zrinyi II self-propelled howitzers were made. However, Zrinyi I, which was intended to be a tank destroyer, had never entered mass production, and only one prototype was made. Both of these self-propelled gun systems were based on the Zrinyi II tank. Oh, I'm sorry, Zrinyi I. But Zrinyi I and Zrinyi II were pretty much similar machines, which differed mainly in their armament. So I stand pretty much corrected. The maximum penetration of the 75mm gun with which Zrinyi I is armed is 149mm, which is enough to penetrate basically any of enemies you encounter. However, some heavy tanks must be in some cases you will be forced to aim for weak spots. There are only 3 shells usable by the self-propelled gun: the armor-piercing high-explosive shell, the high-explosive shell, and heat shell, which is pretty useless because it has only 80mm of penetration, and it also has pretty poor damage beyond armor. So your armor-piercing high-explosive shell with 149mm of penetration is going to be your main shell. and you're probably going to ask, what about rocket launchers? They're pretty much useless in my opinion. Sure, you can fire them if your gun is destroyed. However, since they only move in vertical axis, to aim you must move the vehicle itself, and it's pretty it's not always possible, since your truck can get damaged during battle by enemy or something like that, and also it limits the usefulness of these rockets, even since they have pretty powerful high explosive warheads, which are actually more powerful than the howitzer shells of the same caliber. They're pretty much one hit, one kill. However, hitting something with those rockets is a tough challenge. Look how this mother turret flew off in an arc after I had blown off her ammo storage. Well, anyway, actually, in my opinion, Zrinyi is more fun than MiG-15B's Isha, which I had actually paid money to get. I had also paid for Zrinyi, but I had earned the first 3 stars, and they I had, well, my friend had gifted to me 2,500 of gold, and I had spent 1,750 gold on the Japanese Yubari light cruiser, which I'm going to review eventually too. And then I had added, I had bought 300 of gold from my own, using my own money, added this to 800 of gold which had left from my friend's present. And so I had bought the last 4 star needed for Zrinyi, so that I can be among the very first people who will record reviews of this interesting self-propelled anti-tank gun. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and please support Ukraine in whatever way you can. Slava Ukraini, and see you later.